Welcome back to another episode of HTH Hot Takes and Headaches. I'm Stevie Picks. I'm here with Eric Hall and our producer Stick. And today we are going to recap the college football playoffs, round one. Kind of a snooze fest, some of the games. But then a crazy NFL Week 16 we got to get into. A lot of crazy stuff went down, but we'll get right into it. A lot of games to talk about. We'll start on Friday night. Alabama 34, Oklahoma 24. Oklahoma blew a 17-0 lead. What do you think about that one?
Yeah, it was brutal, man. You know, we were all big Oklahoma fans, and we felt amazing.
Yeah, we did.
17 points for Oklahoma in the first half. You're like, wow, man, their offense is looking good. Mateer's making some plays, and then it all fell apart. That deep shot to the running back on 3rd and 2 or whatever.
Brutal.
And he just dropped the ball, and that swayed momentum in a big way. But yeah, people were like maybe saying like Mateer could have got the first down there. He made the right play.
Yeah, you can't pass. It's one thing if he missed the throw, then you're like, he can make the throw, so why not throw it? Yeah, he fell apart after that though. Yeah. That was the one thing about Mateer. I mean, watching him in the first quarter and all the way up to that play, we're like, wow, if he can. We were talking about if he can play like this, they can beat anybody.
Yeah,
like if he plays quarterback like he was in the beginning, like. There's not many people that can stand up to the defense that kind of fell apart as well, but I think the defense lost a lot of mojo when he threw that pick six right to the guy. Like, I just think it all came crumbling down, and if you're Oklahoma, I think you're just going to have nightmares about that drop pass. I mean, I get a lot of people are saying, you know, he could have just ran it, which I guess looking back on it now, you wish he did, but I think he made the right throw, but... Alabama, I think they came ready to play. They shut down the run. They didn't let Mateer run all over him. Mateer had 19 carries for 15 yards, but sacks count, so that's kind of a weird stack. Alabama had 5 sacks on John Mateer. That was a huge part of it. And, yeah, Oklahoma they got home 4 times for 4 sacks, but Stimson looked good back there. 2 touchdowns. He didn't really have to do a ton. Alabama's defense was flipping the field, giving them short fields, and... Yeah, if you told me Oklahoma scored 24, I thought we had a chance. I thought we had a chance, 24 at home. But I think if you're Indiana, you got to be a little scared that the Roll Tide's defense can play like they did and stood up. I mean, that pick six, that was kind of easy.
Yeah,
but
it just felt like a momentum shift.
Just crazy.
And even Alabama's defense.
Yeah.
And back to the catch, you can't play football assuming your player is going to drop a ball.
Yeah, you can't.
But when that happens, you need to gather yourself and come back out and perform still and not let everything go away. So, I mean, Alabama did play well, especially in the second half. I mean, their offense was so much better. But it was football's a momentum game, and it did not go in Oklahoma's way after that.
Yeah, it was brutal, and I thought we were down in the dumps, and then our real Oklahoma friend walked in at halftime, and I thought we had some life, and it just did not help. Made it worse, I think, and it was just a bad second half, and Oklahoma, then it came down, their offense just can't play from behind. Like, they just could not get from behind and try to throw the ball. Mateer just got worse as the game went on. Alabama got better as the game went on, and like I said, Indiana, I don't think you're too excited to play Bama after a win like that. That's a lot of momentum for a program, for a team. So, yeah, I think Alabama's scary now with getting a win like that. But we'll move on to the 12 o'clock game of the next day, Saturday. Game I was excited for, which it was a good game, but it was a gross game. Miami walks in to College Station and wins 10-3 over A&M. And my takeaway from this game was that both of the quarterbacks were terrible. It was a bad performance on both sides for them, but I guess Miami, they made more plays, so that's all. It was a stellar defensive game, but it was kind of boring.
I mean, you want to talk about a team not taking advantage of being in the red zone. You talk about Texas A&M.
Yeah.
They literally got down there so many times, and they just couldn't score the football. And Marcel Reed was making terrible throws in the back of the end zone. You saw the pick to seal off the game. Just a complete missed throw. I mean, it was so ugly. It was so bad. I bet on A&M. Everybody else was at Miami. I was a big Reed fan this year. I thought he looked good. And this game, that Miami front, D-line there, they're very good, and he was just uncomfortable and made
7 sacks they had. 7.
So, whatever. But, yeah, I don't know. He didn't look good at all.
Yeah, I don't come away from this game thinking Miami can do a lot. Carson Beck did not play great. The only thing he didn't do was turn the ball over. Marcel Reed had 2 picks, fumbled the ball as well. And like I said, we were talking about it. We talked about the turnover game. Miami was one of the better teams in the turnover margin. A&M was one of the worst, and even when they beat LSU, we talked about they had a couple times that Marcel Reed just threw a terrible thing in the red zone. He's not a great red zone quarterback, which is shocking because when you got legs like that, just use them. But yeah, it's the same thing. I say it a lot. Like last year when he came in, like no experience at all. Like I remember, I think he came in against LSU 2 years ago and he just ran. Like sometimes these quarterbacks, they would just want to prove themselves as throwers, and sometimes you just got to take off. But he did have 15 carries, but it's yards are so. I don't like that rule in college if you can't tell that sacks count against people. Like what? That 15 carries for 27 yards, but he had sacks 7 times. So every time, it's so dumb. But I don't think you want Marcel Reed throwing the ball 39 times. That was the problem I thought. And yeah, Marcel Reed was not it. But I think you really wasted a great A&M defensive performance. I mean. The run game, I mean, Mark Fletcher was going off for Miami, but they were not allowing Malachi Tony to really get a ton going, even though he did get the game-winning touchdown, the only touchdown. But, yeah, I mean, if you're Miami, I did say, like, they are built to play SEC football in the trenches. Cristobal did build them like that. But I don't think you really trust Carson Beck after the performance he had. But you won, so now you got to go play Ohio State. I think they're, like, 10-point underdogs already to start. So that's going to be interesting, but we'll talk about that when it gets closer. And then, yeah, I'm sure we'll get through these next games quick. I mean, your Ole Miss Rebels took care of business. They win 41-10 at home against Tulane.
Yeah, talk about that last drive before half, man. I was fucking shitting my pants.
Yeah.
Quan Lacey goes down with a shoulder injury. Chambliss gets hit in the head. It didn't matter for this game. Obviously, we were easily going to win this, but we have Georgia next week. We need those two very badly if we want any chance of winning. Luckily, they both came back in. Hopefully it stays that way.
Yeah.
We've seen players come back
and then that's what was my fear as well.
Things settle in. You start feeling the pain a little bit more. Not as much adrenaline. So, but yeah, they handled business. It was a good win. It was a quick start. I mean, that first drive was 3 plays. It was like a minute and a half. It was gorgeous. Hopefully we can just replicate this offensive production in the slightest way against Georgia and not make mistakes. And I think we can. I mean, we played them close last time. I know we don't have Lane now, but I don't feel terrible going into Georgia at all. I think this team is very good.
Yeah, if they can play offense like they have been against all the good teams, it's hard to judge this game because you knew Tulane wasn't going to stop them. But I mean, last time they played Georgia, they scored. So but their defense did struggle. But I mean, they did hold Tulane to 10 if that's anything. But maybe their defense a little better with Golden being the head of the charge. But yeah, I'm interested to see what Ole Miss does. I don't think if you're Georgia, you're sleepwalking that at all. You shouldn't be. And yeah, and the takeaway is just like the G5 did not help himself this weekend, especially in this game. I mean, even John Summerall he can say whatever he wants now because he's a SEC coach, but he said that we did not help the G5 case whatsoever. And he did say he believes one team should get in every year, but maybe not 2, he said.
Yeah.
But moving on to the other G5 game, James Madison did cover, so, hold that for whatever you did. But Oregon 51, James Madison 34. I think the story of it, Wake Up Barstool this morning, if you guys saw Dave's tweet, that number 33 for James Madison, little heavier guy on the defensive side, was trying to chase down, I think it was one of Oregon's running backs, and he just could not catch up. And he went on Wake Up Barstool today, and it was pretty funny to see. He took it good, and even he said it's a different world sometimes to play these teams. But yeah, Oregon they got in there and they took a huge lead, but JMU showed fight at the end and they covered the spread.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you can really hope for in this G5 spot. Obviously, nobody thought they would win.
Over would have been free. Holy.
Oh, yes. 85 points scored in this one. But, JMU, they at least didn't give up and they've scored points.
Yeah, I mean, huge game coming up. Spread has already not flipped, I think. It's gone up half a point. Oregon's your favorite next week, -1.5 against Texas Tech. I think that's going to be a great game. That one's on New Year's Day, right at 1 o'clock. So 12 o'clock, so that's going to be interesting to see. I'm excited for that matchup. And if you're Oregon, you got out of there. Hopefully no one got any injuries or anything like that. You just hope to get through these games healthy. And now you go. Now you play the real competition. So I don't know if it's a benefit to play these games. I think I'm curious to find out. A lot of people are saying the 5 seed might be the best seed to be because some people like to play instead of wait around for like almost over 3 weeks. But we'll see. I'm excited for the next round. It's not until New Year's Eve it starts. So we got a little bit for college football. But, yeah, I think the takeaway from this weekend was that Oklahoma blew it. Miami quarterback and A&M's quarterback was terrible, and the G5, we got to figure it out because those games were a waste. Luckily, there was NFL on, honestly, like I said. So maybe they did play it right. They let the NFL games be during these games, so maybe it wasn't a bad idea. But we'll move on to NFL Week 16, and we'll start with a crazy game. And I'll put my hand up right now. I went to bed. I had to work the next morning. Sam Darnold threw the second pick. I had Seahawks money line, and I went to bed. So I went to bed thinking I was a loser. Woke up a winner. Rams 37, Seahawks 38 in overtime. I am a highlight kid in this game, but it was a crazy game, it seemed like.
Yeah. To be honest, it did seem like the Seahawks were completely dead. It's just they didn't give up, and they kept chugging along. The Rams' offense was absolutely nuclear.
Yeah.
They just kind of took their foot off the gas on the defensive side of the ball, and they let the Seahawks back in it. And we see that time and time again. Dropping guys, too far back, giving them 10, 15 yards a clip. Game goes to overtime, and the Seahawks seal it with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. And there is a lot of controversy on the first 2-point conversion.
It was the one to tie the game. So
it was the backwards pass that they ruled backwards pass. And then Charbonnet just walks over and picks up the ball. What did you think about that?
So I didn't like. I watched. Of course, I watched the highlight, but I didn't get to see like what the announcers were saying and stuff. Mm-hmm. But my takeaway from it is, I think you just got to just go pick up the ball. Just go pick up the ball, no matter what it is. Somebody go pick up the ball because it was backwards in my eyes. It was backwards, and
it was close. Though.
If that's the ruling, I mean, I think but even sideways is considered backwards. I mean, I'm also biased because I'm glad the Seahawks won. That's who I was on, so maybe. But I don't know. Go pick up the ball. I mean, Charbonnet, I don't think was doing it to score, though. That's the funny part.
No, he was not.
He did recover. I think he was just grabbing it to give it to the ref, and good thing he did. That was absolutely wild. That place went bonkers with what I saw. Seahawks' home field advantage was definitely crazy, it seemed like, when they get going. So I think if they get the 1 seed, you definitely don't want to go play there with the 12th man. But also in this game, I had 3 bets. It was JSN touchdown, and we caught it in overtime. Yeah. And Ferguson over on yards for the Rams, and he caught one 16-yard pass. Yeah. And when I missed all of that. So I went to bed thinking 0 for 3, woke up 3-0. But that was the only good thing that happened in the gambling side for me this weekend. So you can get away with that one. But yeah, if you're the Seahawks, you control your own destiny, but so do the 49ers who played tonight as we play. 49ers play the Seahawks. They went out. They win that division. So yeah, I'm very curious to see what happens. I think the Seahawks have the Panthers next week. Yeah, so I think the Rams, I mean, if they get in as a wild card, nobody's going to want to face them.
No.
And I don't think the 5 seed's a really bad spot to be in the NFC because then you got to play the Panthers or the Buccaneers. So, yeah, do you come away, I don't think any less of the Rams or any more.
Not at all. I mean, Stafford threw for 450 yards. Puka goes over 200, 2 touchdowns. And they obviously are very good in the run game. They're obviously very good on defense. This game is just it's just a battle of the 2 beasts in the NFC, really. I mean, there's a lot of good teams in the NFC, but these 2 teams have been the top all season, it feels like. So, and they didn't give up 38 points, really. Just they gave up a ton of points late. And it's just like, I don't know. Yeah.
I know the Seahawks won. I do still come a little scared with how he does throw picks and some. I know they won, but the pick was killer. So shout out to the coach and keeping his boys into it because that was killer when he threw that one.
He's somebody that part of it is having watched him on the Jets for many years. He's a different quarterback than he was back then.
For sure.
He's still we saw last year with the Vikings when he's faced with a difficult task, it's very it's not very often that he comes through, and so I thought that was a clear showing of it the other night, and he managed to come back. So good for him. Hopefully he can gain some momentum on that, but I still just don't think he is a quarterback.
They remind me a lot of
big moments.
Yeah, they remind me a lot of the Jimmy G 49ers. We're not going to be shocked if we see them in the Super Bowl, but if they lost, it's his fault.
They remind me of the Vikings last year.
Yeah,
but
I never thought the Vikings. Yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah, it's but if they lose, it's his fault. Everybody's gonna point to him as why they lost, and that's why the Vikings got rid of him. So yeah, I agree with you. I think he's your only fear if you're a Seahawks fan. You have a great weapon in JSN. I mean, you could argue he's probably the best wide receiver right now. Maybe Puka because he's went for 225, and then that defense is legit, even though they give up a lot of points, but. Yeah, I think you're going to see these two teams get. That could be an NFC Championship preview. Yeah. I mean, nobody would be shocked. But crazy.
Sorry. I got a quick random stat. This is the first time a team's ever won an overtime game with a 2-point conversion. I could have
really.
I would have thought that. I had to check it multiple times. I would have thought.
I swear Dan Campbell's done that 10 times.
Yeah, I would have thought it definitely happened before, but it was the first time a team.
Well, before this, it could only happen in playoffs, though.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. Is that
they made that rule change.
This is the rule change. This is the first season this year.
No.
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
No,
they've changed it. They've shifted it multiple times, but something that I saw when I found the stat said something about the 2025 change. So I think it's something this year that allowed for it to happen.
It changed in the playoffs, I think, the past 2 years. This is the first time all regular season you get a chance to score the first round.
You're right. It was the playoff change.
Yeah, it was the playoffs for a while. So that's why.
Yeah, because it was that Bills game that changed everything.
The Bills, Bills Chiefs. Yep, that's the game.
It might have been Bengals.
Whatever, but it was something like that. No, I think it was the Bills-Chiefs game when the 13-second play, and then the Chiefs got the ball. Remember the 30-second play to Kelsey? They kicked the field goal, and then Mahomes got the ball back, and people were mad that Josh Allen didn't even get a shot to go try to win again when he didn't do anything wrong. Because that was Gabe Davis, 4 touchdowns or something like that.
Oh my goodness,
it was ridiculous. But yeah, that is the game that started it, though. Because he didn't play for 7 minutes or something like that. Just didn't even get a shot to go win.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that probably it does make a little sense that it hasn't happened yet, but you're definitely going to see it more because I agree with it. What are you going to do? Tie? Because I think in that situation, the Rams would held their control if they tied. So it's no different to the Seahawks now. Maybe week 3, you think about it. Okay, maybe we just tie them and then we get to play them again. But yeah, I think it was the right call. The Niners were super hoping that they went for 2 because if they did tie, the Niners completely didn't control anything that could happen. So they were very happy with what happened. But great game. We talk about that one a lot. I gonna have to get on myself again for Saturday. I was a terrible fan this weekend. I fell asleep during the Packers and Bears game when we get to it. I knocked out. I just was laying down and I fell asleep. Bad fandom. That one was a loser when I woke up, so we'll talk about that in a minute. But we'll start with another game I lost, which felt like I was winning the whole time on the spread-wise, but Eagles 29, Commanders 18. Mariota, I think, got cleared already from his injury, but he got taken out, and then Josh Johnson came in. Yeah, he's terrible. And, at first the Commanders were hanging around, but I think the Eagles are just more talented, and Saquon showed up.
Yeah, Saquon kind of just did his thing. I mean, the Eagles, they were when they saw Mariota go down, they started licking their lips, we can win this game on the ground.
Yeah.
This is the Commander defense. We don't really have to worry about them scoring the ball too much now with Josh Johnson because Mariota's been very, very solid this year, and he was scoring the ball against this defense. And, a lot of teams have been scoring points against this defense that was so good a year ago. But, it's obviously Commanders aren't playing for anything anyway other than spoiler. But Eagles lock up the NFC East with this win. The Cowboys lost anyway, so they would have either way.
Yeah.
But, Mariota went down, and it was just Eagles just control the game from there. It's simple.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you're an Eagles fan, you got to do. They are getting the ball around the field a little more. A.J. Brown's getting more involved. I know it was the Commanders, but it's a division game, and at first the Commanders were hanging around. I felt pretty good about the spread for a little bit. But yeah, I mean, if you're Eagles, you got to keep playing because I think you're still alive to get the 2 seed if the Bears lose and stuff like that. So I don't think the 1 seed. I mean, I think the Seahawks would have to lose out. I don't know how that works, but so the Eagles, they're in the playoffs. I think everybody thought they were going to be. Don't think I feel better about them, though. I mean, their defense, like you said, Mariota, they were moving the ball pretty good on them before he went out. But it was a good win. If you get Saquon rolling, you get A.J. Brown more involved, you're definitely a scary team. You won it last year, so I don't think anybody would want to play you. But, I don't come away great about the Eagles. And if you're the Commanders, you just got to get to next year.
Yeah.
That's all you're thinking about. You just how do I get to next year? Play on Christmas, so you get... Right, they play the Cowboys on Christmas.
Yeah, it's just
hopefully there's points.
Yeah,
hopefully there's points. But okay, we'll move on to the game we teased a little bit. I did fall asleep again, and this one was so unintentional. I just passed out. Packers 16, Bears 22. Jordan Love went down with concussion. Correct, concussion protocol. Malik Willis came in, and I thought he played all right, but didn't do enough. Bears win somehow.
Willis did. Willis looked pretty solid. What happened was, honestly, the Packers give up the field goal. with less than 5 minutes left. Whatever. But then we need the hands team.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it comes down to.
We need the hands team. We can't let teams recover onside kicks. And then with like 3 minutes left, Bears drive down, score, goes to overtime, and Caleb throws a 46-yard fucking dart to win the game. Yeah.
DJ Moore's coming alive a little bit.
Yeah, he'll have 1 reception for 2 yards next week. But
are they better without Roma Dunze, some would say?
Maybe.
But yeah, I mean, I saw that. I didn't see it in time, but also that 4th and 2 play. What happened to Green Bay's defense? That guy was wide open. I didn't know who that was. Ja'Day Walker.
Ja'Day Walker's second catch all season.
Yeah, he had 2 catches that game, so it was his first 2 catches that game.
Maybe it was like his 3rd catch.
Yeah, but either way, yeah, who is that dude? Why are you leaving him open? But yeah, I think the Bears defense played pretty good, but I just think like. Maybe they didn't trust Malik a lot because when he did throw it, he looked great. Like that one touchdown to Romeo Doubs was a dot, and I think he's done enough that he's probably going to get some calls next year. I
would think so.
Well, he was a top 100 pick. I know. I think he was 2nd round. He was out of Liberty.
Yeah, last year he came in and filled in for Love and won some games for them.
Yeah, but he was a lot more of a runner. I felt like last year, and he still is. But he did look a lot better throwing the ball. Like I was watching today, like. People were saying that he was commanding the offense. Like I don't listen. I can't really listen.
Yeah, he was being a leader. He was
commanding the offense pretty good. And
he was scoring. He was going to the sideline, hyping up his team. Saying, "Listen, I know, it's not your starter, but we can win this."
Yeah, I mean, he's got a good track. I mean, the Packers have a good track record at developing quarterbacks, so I think somebody would definitely give him a shot. But yeah, and Bears. I mean. They haven't Are they fully clinched?
Yeah, they have clinched the playoffs.
Yeah, so the Packers control their destiny right now. They need to win out.
Yeah.
If they lose out and the Lions win out, then the Lions get in over them. So the Bears are in.
But they didn't technically clinch their division yet, right? No, only the playoffs, which is crazy still. So, and the Bears do have a tough schedule because, right, they play the Niners and then the Lions. And yeah, so who did the Packers play the Lions this week?
No, they've already played them twice.
They play the dead Ravens, and then they play the Vikings. So, I mean, you couldn't really ask for a better schedule, and some could say. But, yeah, it's going to be crazy come down to NFC North. And, I think the NFC West champ is going to get the 1 seed. I mean, maybe the Bears went out. You never know. They keep winning games and stuff like that. And that was a terrible beat. I didn't get I guess it evened out with my Seahawks beat. I went to bed thinking the Seahawks lost. I went to bed thinking the Packers won, and they lost. And, yeah, that was a huge public bet. Everybody was on the Bears, so I was feeling pretty good. But, yeah.
The Bears' offense was, like, very poor throughout the beginning of the game. But Caleb Williams, like, in the 4th quarter and overtime, like, he showed some signs of, like,
he flashes. He flashes a lot.
Like, he uses it, like, he's fast. Like, he gets out of there and he, like, I mean, we talked about the evading of sacks. And he can move really well with his legs. And then he's just dropping some dimes.
I mean, he's got a rocket. I mean, we've talked about it. He's got a rocket of an arm. And... like that was a great throw, a great catch too by DJ Moore. I mean, you can't do so much by throwing it, but that's a tough catch. It wasn't even terrible defense. I thought.
Really, I thought
it was just like it was not much you can do on that. They're gonna make a play, but yeah, I mean, I thought it was super ballsy throw too. Like I mean, just
that's him.
He is pretty ballsy though. Like he does like to take shots, take risks, but yeah, I mean, Ben Johnson is rolling. He's got the Bears rolling, and I would love to like. Their win margin can't be much. I mean, I know last week they blew out the Browns, but before that, it was crazy how much they just get out of these games somehow. And is that a recipe for success? You know, it's going to be soon to come.
The Bears have this is from a couple weeks ago. I was going to say that a -6 point difference.
I know at one point they had like a winning record.
Now it's 33 points.
Yeah, so they're trending up, but that's close. I mean, having 11 wins, though, that's not crazy. So, yeah, I mean, good for the Bears. And, yeah, they got to win one more game, and I think they would have I think one more would do the division.
I would think.
Yeah, it would be.
What is the record?
Packers have 9 wins. Packers have 9 wins. So the Bears would have to lose it. Yeah, one more win for the Bears, 12. Nobody can tie them. So, yeah, Bears are 1 win away from clinching their spot. And then, technically, if the Eagles lost, then you probably would still play for the 1 seed if, say, like, because you could root for the other teams to lose. That's all tiebreakers, though, so they would have to figure that out. But we'll move on to Sunday. There's some great games. I mean, definitely the NFL did hold up for the bad part of the college football playoff, but... we'll move on, and we'll start with the Vikings and the Giants, and the Giants are terrible. Vikings 16, Giants 13. yeah, Dart looked awful. It was the worst game I've seen him play. And I know it's a tricky defense, but yeah, he looked bad. Like every throw was just too much loft under some of them. Like he had Wan'Dale Robinson wide open at one point, and he just like, I don't know if he didn't see the guy. He threw it up like he had a touchdown. Like, and and the defense played great. I know that they're not great quarterback play, and JJ got hurt, but I mean, if Abdul Carter's not an idiot and doesn't line up over like offsides, we have 2 pick sixes. Like that play had Abdul Carter did nothing to gain besides just looking over and just figuring out if he's onside, and we have Javon Holland pick 6. But yeah, I thought Dart was terrible. Kafka's got to go. I was giving him benefit of doubt. His play calling's a joke. I get we were running the ball well, but how are we ever going to get any confidence with this dude having 13 pass attempts and just getting him drilled? So it was bad. And Jay Jetta's on the other side, a good game. And yeah, Max Brosmer, guess it was easier than the Seahawks game.
Yeah, I mean, he did fine. Like, he made throws when he needed to make throws. Aaron Jones had a hefty day, but he did well with it. Yeah, honestly, though, I get it. Giants look terrible. But at the end of the day, you have the first overall pick right now. So... And you guys are definitely contenders to trade that pick for a hefty haul. I would be more surprised if you took that pick than not traded it.
Yeah, I didn't put it as my headache. I know I said it the other day. Whatever idiots are out there saying trade Jackson Dart, shut up. Just stop. Just stop. What are you talking about? A guy that's shown they can play in the NFL, why would we trade for... I know Mendoza won the Heisman, but come on. It wasn't a blowout Heisman. It was kind of a snooze fest race.
Yeah.
And stat-wise, Pavia should have won. I mean, it's clear as day. Mendoza's in a great situation. I think he's a good quarterback. He could be great. Why in hell would you want to trade somebody? I mean, we have seen him play awesome. And keep in mind, his best weapons hurt. Our run game's hurt. Scatterbo was awesome. Like, that Eagles game I went to, if that's the team that can show up when everybody's healthy... And we didn't even have Neighbors yet. Like, I don't understand trying to trade Dart. You got to get him a coach. I mean, that's what you got to do. And yeah, so shut up. We're not trading Jackson Dart to get Mendoza. First of all, Mendoza's not even a splash number 1 pick. No. Maybe back in the day, I would say this for Trevor Lawrence just because how big of a prospect he was. You can maybe say that. But still.
But even then,
you got a guy that you've seen in the NFL do it. Like, there's no guarantee Mendoza's good. Like, everybody could change their mind. He's going to go out against Bama and look terrible and lose and everything.
Yeah,
oh no. Yeah. And then Dante Moore's the guy.
Yeah.
So, it's ridiculous. And the toilet bowl next week, Raiders are favored by 1 point.
Woohoo!
I think we start Russell Wilson.
They might just start Jaboo.
No. We want to lose. So we start Russ. Max Crosby.
Russ is sneaky too. I don't know. You guys just run the ball and just like kind of,
that's what
teams know how to sell without giving it up for selling, and it kind of looks like you guys did, to be honest. But yeah, that whole Dart narrative, that's insane. Even if you wanted to take a quarterback in this class, why would you trade a guy after not even a full season who's shown promise? At least let them compete a little bit. I understand you can get some value for it, but 5 years down the line when Jackson Dart looks amazing and you traded him, you're like, fuck, what did you do?
We'll trade him and then he'll be in the playoffs next year. So
that's stupid. I foresee a New York trade.
Do you?
Yeah.
You think the Jets are definitely...
I do. I feel like you guys are going for Mendoza.
I'm curious how much capital you would give it. Like,
I think they'd give up you guys have the 5th and then like a 20th or something.
Oh, that's a lot. I would take it in a heartbeat. I mean, because then,
I really would not want... I'm not... The Jets very well may.
Yeah. I do see a lot of things about that. I wouldn't want to if I were you either. Listen, as a Giants fan, I'll take that trade all day. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're going to give me 2... I think we're going to get 2 firsts for it. And I just think it's the people like to trade up for quarterbacks. I think it's ridiculous this year.
I mean, it's mute if you guys keep losing and then some of these other bad teams win. It is mute because then if you have a top 3 pick, you have to feel pretty confident. Because the only other team that really needs quarterback is Raiders and then maybe Browns. And then other than that, in the top 5, who else is really going to take a QB? Yeah, so you could play that game.
Not the Titans. And how many wins do the Cardinals have?
They're
a little above everybody, right?
I think. They have like 4 wins. So yeah, I personally, I like Mendoza going to the Jets, and I like Dante Moore going to the Raiders. That's where I'm at right now.
I mean, I think the only team that are trading, if the Rams wanted to do it, they got the capital to do it, and you guys are. That's the only teams that Because I don't want to trade it for like 1 first. Like, I'd rather just take the best player available.
First overall pick would be 2 firsts. At least 1 this year, maybe 1 the following year.
Yeah, and I'm cool with 1 next year because I think the draft class next year is insane. And it's going to depend a lot for the Giants. Like, if we don't sign Wan'Dale, then I definitely want to stay in the top and get another receiver because then we're going to be struggling if we don't keep Wan'Dale Robinson. Mm-hmm. But if we didn't keep him, I would be cool with like trading back and getting like a Caleb Downs, just a great player, Averill Reese, something like that. But yeah, curious. Draft talk will definitely heat up once we know the like order of it. Yeah. But a lot of stuff is going to happen. But we'll go to another toilet bowl game we had this weekend. Jets 6, Saints 29, and wow, Tyler Shuck looks pretty good. I mean, not a crazy game to look good in, I guess. But Brady Cook not looking good, and the Jets just not good. Chris Olave had a good game.
Yeah, no. I mean, honestly, the Saints have been pretty, like, they've been tough a little bit. Not like,
Definitely buying. I would put your stock in Kellen Moore.
Yeah. I mean, you see how the Eagles are suffering this year without him. Not suffering, but, like, you see it on their offense. Like, they need an OC. I know Sirianni was offensive guy, but Kellen Moore...
He lives off the tush push. He's not a great offensive mind.
Yeah, so, but Saints look good, man. Chuck is clearly that guy for now. He's looked good against not-so-great teams, but like I've said, he's a big guy, big arm, can move. Jets are obviously just in a spot where they have nothing to play for. They have nobody playing for them. I mean, Garrett Wilson's done for the year. So you sold everything on defense. You can't expect the Jets to look good at all from here on out. But they don't want to. They want that pick too. Like I said, I think they're going to take a quarterback.
Had some fight in the beginning. Thought maybe they're going to sneak that cover because it was very public. I did stay away from it, thankfully. But yeah, the Saints. They got the Titans next week, and then they play the Falcons. Like, wouldn't it shock me if they went 7-10, and then they're like, "Wow,
the fuck did we just do to ourselves?"
What? Like, why didn't we start Chuck earlier? They'll be saying
could have easily won the division.
Yeah, why didn't we start Chuck earlier? I mean, that's what they'll be saying. But I don't know. The Saints are in like buy your stock in Kellen Moore, but they're just in a terrible franchise state.
Yes.
Now you're going to have a middle of the road pick and not a crazy deep draft class. And they got no capital to go buy anybody.
We've known this for years
and
now.
They kept Olave, which I thought was the year to really get a lot of capital because you had 2 years of control you would have traded him for. And you're not going to pay Olave after this year. No way. I mean, you can tag him after 2 years from now.
I tag him.
Maybe, but either way. And good thing, if you put your stock in Estime, I'm sorry. You should have put your stock in the Taysom Hill. He got more carries than everybody. But, Saints, I mean... They're looking good in a weird spot for their franchise, but I think if you're a Saints fan at this point, you just want to win, try to build some culture with more, and I think you gotta believe in Shuck. I mean, can't really go anywhere else. Not gonna get one this year. Maybe if you suck next year, you're gonna get someone. But yeah, we'll move on to you were probably getting a little excited on this one. Bills 23. Browns 20. Did Garrett do it? I know they get half a sack, and I know Shador got banged up, and his stats weren't crazy, but I thought he looked pretty good moving around the pocket this game. But Bills' run game just kind of took it away and did just enough.
Yeah, I mean, the start of the Bills season. Not really. I mean, Josh Allen looked great, but he didn't need to play this game. I'll be honest. He didn't. He threw for like 120 yards, and that was it. So James Cook is just, he's weaving, he's bobbing, he's scoring. So he looks good. The Browns offense did show a little something, put up 20 points. Judkins goes down with a broken leg, so that sucks.
Brutal.
That sucks.
Brutal.
But yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe the Bills were just like, listen, we don't need Josh, so we're not going to put ourselves in a scenario where he gets hurt or anything or whatever it is, and we can squeak out this win. But it was close at the end. The Browns had a chance. They just got bad field position, and then you obviously can't rely on the Browns offense to actually score consistently. But Fannon's a dog, man. He's very good.
He's a beast, yeah.
But they get the win. So
you could say the Bills definitely got a little lucky in the beginning. I mean, Judkins, before he got hurt, I mean, the first pitch Shador threw went right through his hands and then bounced off his helmet, and that's how they turned it over almost in the red zone. So that stunk for the Browns. But I don't know, Shador, like, he does. The one thing about Shador, I think he definitely takes sacks too. Like, I think he does take sacks that he doesn't have to take. I mean, there was only 3 sacks by the Bills, but sometimes he just gives up. Like, and then the times he doesn't, he gets out of the pocket and look good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But to that point, like, there was plenty of instances where he was about to be sacked and he had intentional grounding weight.
Yeah.
He just throws it away, obviously, which is what you're supposed to do. But he doesn't. That was his problem in college.
Yeah,
too.
everybody blamed the O-line, but sometimes your quarterback's gotta help out your guys a little bit.
It's the NFL. We need quick reads. We need 5-7 yard plays. It's not all kill shots. I understand you're battling with a injured O-line, not great receivers. So, Brown's situation's not phenomenal at all, but these start being a little bit more of an NFL quarterback rather than a Colorado.
Most guys that can have anybody talks about playing NFL, if you gave them 8 seconds, they could play NFL quarterback. I mean, all those guys that do throw the ball are very good. What makes people better is how quick your instincts are and how you move around the pocket and how you read the defense. And I do think, like, physically wise, he is an NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
He looks good, but it's between here, I think, right now. Yeah. And I don't think it's a great situation with the coach. And I think they really are in a standstill. Like, do you believe in Stefanski more or do you believe in Shedeur more? I don't think it's a good mix. I've said that. And they're in a weird spot. They're going to take a quarterback. You just wasted 2 picks on quarterbacks this year. So, curious to see that. And
that's the story of their franchise.
But the best draft pick this year was Harold Frandon. He's a beast. I mean, Judkins is pretty good. So, who's going to be the lead back now? Is it Sampson?
No, it's Sanders.
So, Raheem Sanders.
Is that Rocket Sanders?
It could
Houston?
be. South Carolina. Right? Okay. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah, that's him though, right?
Yeah, it is him though. Yeah, I think they call him Rocket. Yep.
But yeah, he's not bad at all.
No, he's not bad.
That's another rookie. I mean, it's But
Yeah,
you know, I think he's going to be more of the first, second down role. Sampson obviously will get involved in the pass game.
Yeah.
Jerome Ford, you can just like drop him probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know.
Yep. Well, we'll move on, and I think we figured out what Chiefs we're going to get for the rest of the year. Chiefs 9, Titans 26. I didn't have that in my bingo card this year that the Titans were going to blow the Chiefs out. You should have went with DK because he caught another touchdown.
Shamir DK's a dog, man.
And I think Cam Ward might have had the throw of the year on one of those plays we saw it. He was rolling to his left, two guys in his face, absolutely threw a dot to DK on the sidelines, like 30 yards down the field, maybe like 25 yards. I think he's looking a lot better. I think if you're the Titans, you're feeling good. But also, if you're the Chiefs, I mean, Gardner Minshew went down. I don't even know Chris Ludicon, South Dakota State guy. Yeah, if you're a Chiefs fan, think you're starting to think about what your new era is going to look like. It sounded like Kelsey might be done. He's just saying he knows how many games he got left. And yeah, if Titans win.
Yeah, I wrote down, imagine showing this to somebody in week 5 with no context.
No context.
Like, what the fuck? But the Chiefs are selling. I understand that Minshew went down with torn ACL and whoever that is took over, but they have Jeremiah Love on their fucking hit list right now, man. If they can just get down to like the 8th, 9th overall pick, you reach a little bit. He's a running back, obviously, but he's so fucking talented. He's a top 5 talent in this class, just at a position with less value. And the Chiefs know that they can be a good team. They're going to get Mahomes back, maybe not immediately next year, but you know what you're capable of with Mahomes. Kelsey, sure, you know what I mean. He's older now anyway. You can find
Noah Gray's always been good.
Yeah, I mean, but you can go take a guy in the 3rd that's a talented receiver, and Kelsey was like a 2nd, 3rd.
Who knows if they really want a tight end, they can trade back that guy from Oregon. He's gonna be first round pick. People love him.
Yeah, but so I think the Chiefs are the most obvious team that is losing games on purpose right now. I understand Minshew went down. They didn't look like they tried to win the game against the Chargers a couple weeks ago anyway. In my mind, they're just playing for draft pick because they're in a spot where they don't need a lot to come back to go back to the Super Bowl. So
they haven't been here in a while thinking about picks. So and that is just like one position they like all these years that they've even won. They've never had a running back that blows your socks off. Yeah. And that's one of I remember what was it? We had like Damian Williams in a Super Bowl had like 2 touchdowns. Jerick McKinnon went off. And they've had a rotating thing. Edwards-Helaire everybody thought was the answer. Then they thought 7th round Pacheco was a guy. He's not the guy. And so I think the guy like Love, they definitely are looking at wow, we've never had one of those, something like that. But
Kareem, that was 27.
Yeah, and they still have Kareem every year. They're halfway through the year they go, want to come play again?
Yeah. And it's just getting to a point where Mahomes is getting older, and you'd like to take a little pressure off of him. You know what I mean?
Especially coming back from an ACL.
Yeah, prevent things like tearing his ACL. Maybe let him become more of a not really a game manager. Obviously, we know how talented he is outside of the pocket, but him not needing to do that as much, especially with Andy Reid, an old school guy, run the ball, defense. Mahomes makes plays when he needs to.
Yeah, that's what it's more of. Like, this year they were kind of expecting him to just. Sometimes the Bills do it too. We talk about just expecting him to be Superman. Even Vegas odds, you see it like it's Mahomes. They're probably going to figure it out.
Yeah,
and maybe less of that establishing a run game, which. Last year, I think for a while they had a run game, if I think so.
Pacheco went down. Not really.
No,
Pacheco
2 years.
Down.
There was like 2
years ago
when they won the Super Bowl. They had like a great run game, good defense, and it wasn't like Mahomes was good, but didn't really need him to be great. But yeah, Chiefs are selling. We think you got something.
Yeah, the Titans snapped an 11-game home losing streak.
Wow. What do you think it's like for a season ticket fan to watch that game? He's been there every game that they've lost. You're like, man.
I just watched that Cam Ward clip you were talking about, and somebody commented, "This is the happiest I've been watching football in 3 years."
It's a crazy throw. Honestly, I was in the car. I had to go to a family party, and I was watching. I brought my iPad in the car, and I was watching Red Zone, and I was like, "Oh, he can do that!" Yeah. Like I know he could do it at college, but like college, he used to just run around forever and then chuck it. It was a crazy throw, but yeah, good for the Titans. You feel a little good about Cam Ward, but. Titans beat the Chiefs. I mean, that's the headline, I guess.
Yeah, you just write that. No context.
Yeah, no context. Titans beat the Chiefs. We'll move on to a game I was wrong about. Chargers 34, Cowboys 17.
Yeah, Herbo looked phenomenal in this. Threw for 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. Cowboys, the Chargers defense has been very good as of late. They are flying around. Derwin James is making people think twice about catching the ball over the middle. And they just couldn't keep up with the Chargers offense. It's because... It was just a balance of the two. Cowboys defense obviously is not the greatest, and the Chargers exploited that. They ran the ball decent. Omarion finally getting the fucking heavy workload.
Sticks on a freaking roll with touchdown scores.
Dude, you can't fucking miss. But yeah, the Chargers look good, and they lock up a playoff spot with this, and they're.
They control their own destiny to win the AFC West because if they would beat the Broncos, then it would be a sweep and they would be tied.
Yeah, so
but they have a hard game this week. I'm pretty sure
the Texans.
Yeah,
the Broncos would also have to lose this week too.
No,
really?
No, because they would next week if the Chargers win, they beat the Texans. Even if the Broncos win, Broncos have 13 wins, Chargers have 12.
Okay. The
Chargers have the tiebreaker over the Broncos. Wow. So. In theory, they both control their own destiny to win it. So that would be a crazy game because that would probably be, unless the Patriots, I don't know what the tiebreaker would be for the Chargers and the Patriots. Right, how many wins do the Patriots have, 12 or 11?
12.
So, no, if we win out.
If we win out and the Broncos lose one, we get the first.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys definitely don't have the tiebreaker to the Broncos?
No, because we lost to the Raiders.
Oh, yeah. So the Broncos control their destiny for the division and the first seed then.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was not a great performance for the Cowboys. I just thought the line was a little stinky, and at first it seemed like, yeah, it was, and George Pickens was getting anything he wanted, but the Chargers defense definitely, they stood up and said, we're not going to let that happen, and Herbert did play good. Those deep balls down the corner. Quentin Johnson caught a bomb. They look good, and you need that offense to start playing better, and that's a good game to get a little mojo going, I think, against the Cowboys.
So it's not an easy win. I know the Cowboys aren't playing for anything, so they knew their playoff hopes were dead with the Eagles win, but the Cowboys have been very good, especially offensively. Like, Dak is honestly, I shit on Dak a lot, like, a couple years ago. He is good, man.
He's a lot better than he was 5 years ago.
Like 5 years ago, it was like his best season ever.
Oh, well,
up there.
There was a season where I just started so overrated.
It was 2022, I think he led the league in picks or whatever. But besides the point, their offense is good. But it's a good win for the Chargers. It's easily one you could have dropped, so it's good momentum going into the playoffs.
Justin Herbert didn't get sacked a single time today either.
That's a good one. Yeah. I think that Dak has got to be like the quarterback. Just is kind of like. Somebody get me a defense. I feel like he hasn't had a defense in a while. That just really, like I think
they did in 2023.
Is that the one where Bland had like all those touchdowns?
But then they got
like that.
smacked around by the Packers first round. So
it's just I feel like because I think that year he was super good in fantasy where he was very good. Their defense,
CD's big year.
Yeah, they couldn't stop anybody, so they have to throw the ball. But yeah, I think if you're a Cowboys fan, I think they're the same thing every year. You can expect them to make the playoffs, and then you're like, we didn't make the playoffs. It kind of makes sense. But we'll move on to a great game, which we were right about on the show, and I changed my mind and I went with the Bucs. Regret it now, but Panthers 23, Buccaneers 20.
Yeah, I was never giving up on the Panthers, man. This is a huge win, and it makes football so much better the next 2 weeks because the Panthers have to go play Seattle.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's not an easy game to win at all. It's more likely a loss than a win. And then the Buccaneers have Miami.
Yep.
With Quinn Ewers.
They look great this week. The Dolphins did.
Yeah, Quinn Ewers was balling. He threw for a lot of yards, just had a couple of picks. But we'll get to that. So the Buccaneers have a should-win game next week, and the Panthers have a should-loss game the week after. And then they play Week 18, and that is a win or go-home scenario. There's no tiebreaker. It's none of that. It's whoever wins that game is in. That's who wins the division. So hopefully that pans out.
Man, wouldn't that be crazy? They make that like Sunday night. We're watching the Bucs,
awesome.
Panthers.
They probably will.
Yeah,
they usually do like the most.
Yeah, there's gonna be a couple options though. That's the only thing. There's a lot of games that could come down to.
Yeah, but this is like a solidified playoff game. Like there's no other bullshit that could happen. Like nobody else needs to lose. This is for division.
This is like win or in. So I think it would probably win because like we just talked about. What if the Chargers Broncos are like the first seed?
Yeah, and that's a big like this scenario, that scenario. So.
Yeah.
And then after the Patriots,
the NFC North
this upcoming week, that is going to be
that would suck.
And then the NFC North is like a spot where something could be interesting.
Right.
But this one is like if everything goes right, it's looking like it's definitely gonna mean a ton probably. So if the Panthers win this week,
and the Bucs lose,
they clinch.
Yes.
So even if the Panthers win, they still got to go beat the Bucs if the Bucs win.
So this is yes. Well, I don't know what the tiebreaker is.
Yeah, we have to look at the tiebreaker.
Or the Panthers have this game. Yeah, so I don't know what the tiebreaker is. The Panthers lost to the Saints twice.
What does it come down to? Does it come down to your division record?
It's going to be division. I think that the Buccaneers would actually get that.
So
did the Buccaneers lose to the Saints?
They would both be 3-3. Yeah, so then it would be 3-3 if the Buccaneers beat them again in the division.
The Panthers got swept by the Saints.
The Panthers are one game up record-wise, right?
Yes.
And then so if they were to both win this week,
they'd be tied head-to-head, tied division record. So
so if the Bucs were to then win Week 18 and make their records even, the Bucs hold something like that.
The Panthers got swept by the Saints. I think that's what it would come down to.
Because then it comes to like common opponent. I don't know. Yeah. Whatever. But either way,
we hope that's not the case. I want a playoff.
So we want the Panthers to lose this week.
We want the
Seahawks to win. And the Seahawks are playing for a lot, so just get it done. But we'll move on. That was a greght game. I think Tedero McMillan's definitely looking better. Bryce Young.
Probably rookie of the year.
Did enough. Yeah, he's definitely up there. And Baker has... I mean, what has happened to them?
Guy.
Before we move on, actually, what is the bullshit with the running backs nowadays? I mean, 19 carries for Bucky Irvin, but when you get on the 1 yard line, you put in... And I love Sean Tucker, Syracuse guy. Mm-hmm. I mean, come on. What are we doing?
I will say this. I think it was like last week or 2 weeks ago. The same instance happened, and they put in Sean Tucker.
Yeah, but it was a couple weeks ago. I had Bucky Irvin, and he scored. So whatever. It's so stupid. Like it's one like Bucky Irving when they threw the fade to Mike Evans got tackled on the half-yard line. Just give him the ball. He just had a 12-yard run. Reward him.
It's all right, though. But, me and Ben both didn't hit, so.
Yeah, Ben hit.
RJ did score?
I
missed that.
Like a 30
I wish I scored, because then you would be in a torture chamber. But we'll move on.
We'll get to that.
We'll move on. Bengals 45, Dolphins 21. Chase Brown, what a day. 3 touchdowns. Joe Burrow, looks like he had a little fun. Did he smile? I didn't really see. But Quinn Ewers, 2 picks, 260 yards. Probably not the guy. But, yeah, it was kind of a boring game. Jamar definitely looked back. But, it wasn't, like, boring, but it just didn't mean anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's irrelevant. Other than fantasy, I mean, obviously, if you had any of the Bengals receivers, running back, or skill position, you're feeling fucking
Doesn't matter when all your running backs get hurt, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah. But Joe Burrow threw for 309 yards, 4 touchdowns. Chase Brown with 3 total touchdowns, 1 on the ground, 2 through the air. Hopefully this pulls Burrow out of his depression, and he can come back next season, and they can make a playoff push. Again, he needs to stay healthy.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is with him. I don't think it's really the team.
No, I don't think it's the team either.
I think it's his body, and that is tough. But they go destroy Quinn Ewers and the Dolphins. Who knows? Maybe Tua played this would have been a better game. Probably not, but
I think so. I don't. I think the Tua hate is so unwarranted. I know he looks bad, but he's better than Quinn Ewers. I mean, come on.
I think they probably want to see if they have anything behind them.
Right.
I would rather Zach Wilson.
Oh yeah.
You see, Zach Wilson was like upset that he's upset that he didn't get the nod.
Like,
it's reasonable, I guess.
I mean, he was a better
I get
prospect
yours
than Quinn Ewers was.
Yeah, definitely.
Question. I don't know that you would have seen this. Did you know that the Mets traded Jeff McNeil to the Athletics?
No. When did that happen?
Like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, we've been recording.
What did you get? Did you say what they got?
They said Mets return for Jeff McNeil trade is a 17-year-old phenom from A's. So.
I mean,
what
else could you expect?
If his name is DeVries, no, I think he's on the. Hold on, now I gotta look. I mean, I didn't want
Jordan Rodriguez.
Yeah, I don't know who that is, but who knows? Maybe he's good. I mean, Jeff McNeil was really just.
We'll see in 8 years. You know.
Yeah, I don't hate it. Jeff McNeil was really just clogging up space at this point, even last year. Feel bad for him a little bit. I think he didn't have a no trade clause. I'm pretty sure. So I mean, getting traded to the Athletics has gotta be brutal.
He might retire.
Luis Severino signed with them and he regretted it. He played in AAA Park. He was bitching. Yeah. So, sorry, Jeff, but you were just clogging up room. It's time for the young fellas to get their chance. I thought it was going to happen. It kind of sounds like we got a good return for an old guy. I mean, you're the Athletics. What are you doing? He's going to be a stud. I mean, he's going to be a stud. Athletics spit out studs. Aaron Judge, if everybody remembers, he was in the Athletics.
Really? I didn't know.
Yeah. Just look it up. Yeah, they spit out studs like it's nothing. Like, you got Matt Olson you've seen play and stuff like that.
Was
yeah, I mean, so he'll probably be awesome. Good for our... Who knows? Are we loading up for Scooble? It's a different conversation.
Little side note.
Yeah.
Red Sox did trade for Wilson Contreras.
Yeah.
I like that.
I saw that.
We traded Hunter Dobbins. Fucking good. He sucks anyway.
Good hitter. You're gonna despise him in the field. He don't move. He is
playing first base. All he needs is be able to pick.
It annoys you when he doesn't move around ball.
We have fucking Casas. All right, it's an improvement.
At least he's a lefty though, because now he's got a backhand if it goes in the hole. So I'm just saying, good hit. I think it's an upgrade at the plate.
Yeah,
but he could DH a little bit too. I don't know who you guys are gonna be.
Massa probably. I don't know if that guy's whatever.
But yeah, good tidbit. I'm proud of the Mets for moving on from him. I don't think fans are going to be that upset about it. It's just time for the young fellas to get a chance, and yeah. But what game are we on? We're on the Bengals-Dolphins. We can move on from that game. The game sucked, didn't mean anything. Good job, Joe Burrow. Please come back and play football because you're fun to watch. But we'll move on to a game I was also wrong about. I was wrong about a lot this week. I sucked. Jaguars 34, Broncos 20.
Yeah, I had Jags money line. I like betting against the Broncos, and lately I've been betting on the Jags. Listen, they keep putting up high-scoring games, and against the defense in the Broncos, a lot of people might not have foreseen that. Parker Washington is actually Jerry Rice. Went for 145 yards and a touchdown on 6 receptions. And T-Law is just, he's making me look stupid.
Yeah, he's making us both look stupid. I sat here and said, it's a guy I'm playing in fantasy starting Trevor Lawrence against the Broncos. And yeah, he made me eat my words, 4 total touchdowns, and I lost. And yeah, Jags, all these teams really got a chance somehow to squeak the 1 seed, so nobody's dead. So, but who did they play? They got the Colts, and the Titans, so they're going to be 13-4 probably.
Probably, yeah.
That's crazy.
But they're the Broncos. I guess the Colts.
No, they beat good teams. I know. I'm not saying that they're frauds.
Looking at it right now, it really hasn't been that great.
Yeah, they've lost to a lot of good. That's their best win. So they had their best win this week. Which if you play hot at the right time, you never know. Trevor Lawrence maybe needed the Jets and maybe got some confidence. And I think if you're the Broncos, what happened to your defense? I mean, again, T-Law was terrible pretty much.
They were getting whatever they wanted.
They got whatever they wanted.
ETN was just eating in the receiving game, rushing game. Parker Washington actually is might be the GOAT. They look good, and they're becoming a scary team. They're very scary. So it's very interesting. I'm so happy the Broncos lost.
Yeah.
Opens things up for the Pats.
Opens things up for the whole AFC. Everybody's now getting a little sniff. Could we get that? Everybody's sniffing it a little bit.
Was it Chris Oludekun? I need him bad this upcoming week.
Why? Who do they play?
They play the Chiefs.
Yeah. Who plays the Chiefs?
The Broncos.
You want Oludekun to play?
Well, Martin Minshew tore his ACL. I don't understand who else is going to play.
Yeah.
Wait, is it officially he tore it?
He tore it. That's crazy back-to-back.
Yeah, that's bad. little voodoo.
So I need Oudekon to fucking be the.
I think they just go sign like Cam Newton or something and just let it rip.
It's funny how that you said that. When I was on Twitter looking for one of the clips that people were showing an old Cam Newton stat line from one of his last games with the Panthers. He was 5 of 20 with 92 yards and 2 interceptions.
I think it would be so funny if the Chiefs said, "Let's get one of these guys who claims they can play again. Let's just throw them out there."
Colin Kaepernick, come on in, buddy.
Spoiling.
Oh, that would be hilarious. Kaepernick.
Oh, Kaepernick? Yo, he would go insane.
If he went off though, like, those interviews would be crazy good.
That would create so much entertainment.
Oh, he would be screaming in the mics if he went off.
No team wants to go near that fucking guy.
If he was getting interviewed post-game, he went off, got interviewed post-game, he'd literally take the microphone out of the reporter's hands and just start
I could have been doing this. I could have been doing this. Because maybe you could have, but he did get that workout that one time. I remember like a ton of teams went. But
he was really trying. He was making like videos, like trailer videos. Like,
I wonder who their practice squad quarterback is, but I bet it will be
Oudekon. They don't want to win, but spoil. Go ahead, spoil your division rival. Spoil them, please. Be my guest.
Yeah, the Broncos are probably like, wow, this is not going to be as hard as a game as we thought it was going to be. So good for them. But we'll move on to game that kind of stunk. Had Brissett and everything, and they just did not do good. McBride didn't do much. Falcons 26, Cardinals 19, and the Cardinals do have 3 wins, so they're down there.
Who the fuck is that guy? Who is that?
Yeah, he was catching a bunch of balls, right?
Elijah Higgins. Oh, yeah. He first drive, he got like a fucking 30-yard.
I remember because I was at the event watching Red Zone. I had Red Zone the whole time. And I was like, is that Trey McBride? No! It's this guy! It's like, who is this guy? Get him off the screen. I would have won fantasy if that was Trey McBride.
What was McBride's final fucking 4 for
8 targets. He had the same amount of targets, I guess.
Damn, that streak he had of 5+ receptions broke.
Fucking 24 yards? Are you serious?
If Eric touches you, you go frozen.
I bet on him for a touchdown 3 times this year. He's 2 for 3 for me. All right.
Yeah, he never say it on the show. He's betting on it solo. He never picks him for the show.
No, that wasn't solo.
Oh, in your other parlays.
That was the one parlay I hit. He was in, and then it was another like 3-leg parlay.
That was the first. I picked him the first week to score, and I remember he scored the first video we ever recorded. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, game again doesn't mean a ton. Bijan leading receiver. Actually, Algier outrushed him by 3 yards, but Kirk looked fine. Brissett, one of his worst games, honestly, and it was kind of a boring game. There was a lot more going on, I think, of that slate that people were interested in. So
Kyle Pitts, dude, he's turning things around. It looks like.
Is he going to be a playoff demon?
I don't know.
If he catches another touchdown next week,
he might be a legal winner.
A legal winner. He catches that touchdown.
Because he is in our championship.
Yeah, he is in our league championship.
He's in our league championship. So, whatever. He's had 2 good games. Let's slow the roll a little bit. But this was a guy who was a top 10 pick. So.
We need Kyle Pitts to not score a touchdown in the next 2 games, because if that were to happen, then his first season he had 1 touchdown, second 2, third 3, 4, and this would be his 5th season with 5. And
so next year it's a lot.
So he's caught
5.5 over touchdowns.
He's caught 5. So he's caught 4 touchdowns in the past 2 games. He only had 1 before this whole season.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Pretty sure he had a bad drop. I just heard it.
He's had a couple bad drops.
In this past game.
Yeah. But we'll move on. That game didn't mean a ton. This game did mean something for one team. Raiders 21, Texans 23, and should have took that over. This is the fear, I think, betting on the Texans, is just that the Raiders score a couple times, it's kind of screwed. The Texans offense is a fear. Yeah, I think everybody's oblivious that they think that they can figure it out, because they are just not very good on offense, but the defense is good. But yeah, Raiders covered with ease. Geno had 201, 2 touchdowns, and Gentry went off shockingly. I don't think anybody expected that. 60-yard receiving touchdown too. Yeah, big game for Gentry. So, but Texans win.
Your over/under line fucking smashed.
Yeah, Gentry covered it himself.
Yeah. Texans sneak out this win. I was kind of hoping the Raiders were going to win at the end. I bet on the Texans because it was, we did. It was Sticks Lock, but
it would have been Fade Lock would have won this week. We went 0-3.
But it got to the point where the Texans were covering, so I started rooting for the Raiders. But Texans win. They should have won.
Texans got to a couple numbers. I'm like, we got a shot. I think they got up 9 in the third quarter. I'm like, man, we could do it, but.
I get what you're saying about their offense, but their defense really did not show up.
Yeah, I know, but I think you trust.
Plays.
You trust that they're going to be there.
It was that Ashton Gentry huge reception touchdown, then he broke that rushing touchdown. Yeah. So he had 2 50-plus yard touchdowns. You don't let that happen. You cover.
And it's definitely I think it's tough. I know they're professionals, but everybody thought they were going to beat the Raiders. I think you sleepwalk a little bit and you get ahead of yourself thinking about the division because, when they're playing, they're like, man, the Jaguars are supposed to lose, and you're thinking about stuff like that, like, oh, we get the division. But, yeah, I mean, I don't think if you're the Texans, I still would buy them. I love that defense. They didn't play great this week. And also, sticks at that line, we were thinking Kenny Pickett was going to play. Maybe that would have helped if Pickett played. Maybe Geno is a little better.
I don't know. With how Geno had been playing before,
Geno looked okay.
Maybe I would have upped it to 130, but it still wouldn't have been close.
But, it was closer than I thought. It definitely was a scare if you were a Texans fan, but you get the win. You move on, and then I don't know who else you got to play. They haven't clinched exactly. They got the Chargers next week. They had Chargers on Saturday. That's a good game.
Yeah.
And then they got the Colts the last week, which not going to be a great game.
It might be Anthony Richardson territory.
Yeah, you think so?
I don't know.
You think he would really come back just for the 1 week?
Probably to prove himself.
It'd be cool.
Phillips going to be fucking limping.
He probably would because he probably would want to show that he can play. I'm sure.
It's a great way, though. You just have to play the one game, and if you play well, then you probably get some money.
You get some stock in you. So, yeah. But we'll move on. That game, good thing the Texans won. I actually didn't want them to lose because I liked it. I liked seeing them having wins. I mean, I get if you don't want to face them because that defense. But we'll move on to a crazy game. Steelers 29, Lions 24. And the story of the game was that the Lions defense sucks.
Yeah, it's terrible. I mean, they're beat up, but Jalen Warren with those 2 long touchdown runs, like, what are we doing? Tackle.
You can quite literally play Warren and Gainwell in fantasy, and Gainwell would have been awesome.
Vegas line this week was 4.5 receptions, which is absurd.
He got 7 targets, and they threw him a streak on Anzalone, and that was a great time.
Rodgers loves him. Like, he fucking loves him. The Lions just got off to a slow start offensively, and then they managed to somewhat make a comeback. It was kind of back and forth scoring, and then that last sequence was insane. I'm in the championship game in my other league, and I have Goff, and that I think would have been a passing and reception touchdown for him if it counted. Yeah, I think it would have been.
I'm a little biased because I did live bet the Lions to come back and win, so it would have been a good win. I don't love that they called that.
It was not that bad.
I think everybody does that. Like, I don't know.
Ramsey sold it well.
Yes, but I did not love that, and I was so confused what was going on, though, when they were talking about
everybody in the stadium was.
Everybody was so confused. I understood the one where I think it was, did St. Brown catch the touchdown before, too? They called back? Because they scored twice, and both got called back for offensive PI.
Did Warren get lateral to Jared?
That was the last one. But there was one before on the 2-yard line.
I don't know if St. Brown got in.
I don't know. No, somebody scored, and then they called. It might have been Tesla who scored again, and then they got called. Or Tesla scored again, and then something got called back. That's why they got pushed back, and then they ran a couple more plays, and then they got called back again. And it was not a great showing for the Lions' run game either. But Goff threw the ball 54 times and. Really bad loss for the Lions. I mean, now you got to root for other things to happen now. You
need the Packers to lose out and to win out.
Yeah. It's not looking good for the Lions with that defense, so I don't know. Jahmyr Gibbs had 10 catches. Wow. Ugh, I played him in fantasy. That's why he had so many points. He only had 2 yards on the ground. Yeah. But, I didn't love that call. Could be biased. I would curious what people think.
They wouldn't have covered.
But I live bet them at plus 360 until they come back and win, so that would have been nice.
Yeah, so you would have won.
It was a crazy play if it did count. Jared Goff getting in the end zone.
That would be a receiving and reception?
I don't know how it works in fantasy. You get both touchdowns?
I mean, it's happened before.
Yeah, I would have to.
But that was more off a blocked pass, and then they received the Marcus Mariota, and then somebody else did it last year. But he threw it to St. Brown. St. Brown got tackle pushed out of the end zone. St. Brown pitched it back to Goff, and Goff ran it in.
It was called a touchdown, but then offensive PI.
Yeah.
I wonder how that would be ruled. I'm really curious.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a passing and receive, or in receiver.
Yeah, I would think it's that. Because they're not going to give St. Brown the touchdown.
No.
For it, so.
I think he gets the yard.
It'd be like a fumble. Basically.
I don't even know if they give him the yards or catch.
I don't know.
I think they'd give St. Brown the catch and his yards, and then from wherever he pitched it. But it might be Jared Goff passing and receiving touchdown.
That would have been huge.
Wish it counted. Didn't count. But, I mean, even if the Lions get in, I mean, if you can't stop the Pittsburgh run game, there's a lot more run games that are going to kill you, I think.
Yeah, their defense.
And what a great day for the Steelers, because we'll move on to the next game. Ravens absolutely blew that game last night.
I was never worried. You were. I wasn't.
Patriots 28, Ravens 24.
Yeah, it was a good comeback. May looked not so great in the first half. He made some throws, but like the pick was bad. And the fumble was bad. But in the second half, he got it together. He looked very good in the second half, and I don't want to hear otherwise. He looked fucking great.
Yeah, he looked good.
That throw to Kyle Williams got me so excited.
Oh, yeah.
It was gorgeous, man. My only thing with the Ravens is why did they stop giving it to Derrick Henry?
I don't know.
I think in the last 12 minutes or something,
he didn't play, and he.
I don't think they trust him to hold on to the ball. This year's been bad.
Yeah, but he was torturing.
I mean, every Ravens fan wants Harbaugh fired.
Yeah, they always do just really weird things like this where they just it's usually with Derrick Henry they'll just take him out of the game.
Yeah,
like, where is he?
This is like his least amount of carries I think in like ever, something like that. But. Yeah, you can't even say. I mean, Huntley actually didn't play bad.
No, he really didn't. Obviously, it sucks for like narrative. Like, oh, Lamar got hurt. Lamar was making plays. Huntley was making throws though.
I think Huntley looked fine.
But our defense stepped up. You know, Clavon Chason punching out that ball from Zay Flowers late was fucking massive. And just a good example for the Pats to not get down on ourselves, and we could still win this game. We were down. And, I feel good. But we got very banged up in this one, though. Morgan Moses came back like twice. Henderson went down with a concussion. May even had a scare. We lost Joshua Farmer, which a lot of people don't know. He's a rookie. But, we lost a lot of players. I'm hoping the next 2 weeks we have the Jets, Dolphins. We can kind of get those wins without needing some of these guys, give them some rest, going to the playoffs healthy. Obviously, we get the bye. That would be fucking huge health-wise. We get Will Campbell back. So, it sucks for the Ravens because I really do think Derrick Henry should have been in that game. He was killing us. And that's, another Milton Williams. We have been terrible against the run, and the Ravens knew that. But they didn't take advantage of it late, and I don't get that.
Yeah. All right, go ahead. We had to cut it out real quick. Go ahead. Say what you want to say. Well,
I was touching on the injuries. Then that no call on the Kayshon Boutte late in the game. I mean, we still drove down the field and scored. Didn't matter. That's not being offensive pass interference, not offensive. Was absolutely insane. He got tackled by his legs and hip drop tackled before the ball got there.
I mean, he could have caught it. Like, he should have caught it. It went right through his hands. Like,
it did not go right through his hands. You clearly don't even.
He had the ball and then got tackled and then popped out of his hands.
He got tackled.
He did not interfere with him that much to catch the ball. If he laid down in his pocket and then when he hits the ground, it pops up out of his hands.
He hit the ground.
And my thing is, if everything's going to be called like you've been asking for it, because the Patriots throw the ball down the field a lot. You can't reward every one-on-one ball that you're going to throw up.
Maybe just one when it's clear and obvious, like every other team gets.
I thought it was a good call. I mean, it was also on the Ravens, so maybe I'm biased.
Yeah, dude. You cannot grab somebody's legs and drag him to the ground before the ball gets
I didn't think he really grabbed him until he was coming down. No, like, he's got to tackle him once he catches the ball.
That was the most obvious pass interference I've ever seen. That was terrible.
I don't even think they were talking about it on this.
Yes, they were. Chris Collinsworth said, well, I don't know how you can just tackle a guy before the ball gets there. That's a bad no call right there. Even Collinsworth.
I didn't hate it, but I've said it before. I hate when they throw flags 60 yards down the field. So,
I understand your point on that. If the ball isn't good, that ball was a fucking dot. And you're right, he should have caught it, but what happened was he got tackled, so he hit the ground hard before, like he still made the catch basically, but then he hit the ground hard because he got tackled before the ball got there.
Would have been more layers if the guy picked it. I said the Ravens defender should have just went like this. The Ravens defender, he swatted it away. I was so curious. I know when you're playing fast, you're just like, incomplete. He quite literally could have just took his hands and grabbed the ball and picked it up. But I don't know. I'm if it was 15-yard penalty, I'm for it. I don't like because that you guys still scored. It almost probably would have been better now that it was called it because the Ravens would have had more time if I was rooting for the Ravens. But yeah, especially Drake May does throw the ball down the field, so there's gonna be a ton of.
But it was an absolute dot and. That was PI.
Well, I mean, a lot of NFL quarterbacks can throw deep balls one-on-one.
But that was PI, and they get those calls. So I don't understand where you're getting this notion that that's never called. That's called all the time.
I'm agreeing with you. I don't like when it's called.
So why is it only us? It seems this season that's not getting that call?
If the Giants throw the ball, I would totally want it to be offensive PI. I get it.
Well, PI, but yeah.
Just PI
because it was PI.
It maybe was.
If it was the Giants and that happened. I would say that's PI. If it was the Bills, I would say that's PI. That was PI.
That's crazy. He said that.
I would be happy it wasn't called for the Bills, but I would say no, that was definitely PI because that was PI.
Maybe it's more of I don't hate that it was. I'm not mad that they didn't call.
Well, you also had the Ravens.
Yeah, but the spread was dead. It was like I was gonna push if anything, which would have been better than losing. But really, I just don't like how it would have been a 60-yard gain on an incomplete pass. And I know, yes, he didn't allow. He still had an opportunity to catch the ball in my eyes. Like I understand. Like I thought it looked more that he was tackling him on the way down.
That's irrelevant that he had a chance to catch the ball.
I mean, he should have just caught it. Stop bitching.
Or maybe just don't tackle players before.
Didn't get called. What did Jared Goff say about the Rams Saints? He'll never apologize. He'll never apologize.
Kudos to him for that, because I'd be.
I'm glad they didn't call it.
He was on the right side of it. So.
Yeah, he said he'll never apologize for it. But a good win for the Patriots. You guys have an easy schedule left. Hope you guys don't lose. You guys shouldn't lose, right? Shouldn't lose one of those games.
Nah, they couldn't lose.
Couldn't lose one of those games.
Brady could.
Yeah.
Nah, couldn't possibly happen.
But so you guys need the Broncos to lose a game, right? You need the Broncos to lose to.
We need them to lose out.
Pats might finish 14-3. That's great season coming.
Phenomenal season. I mean, we clinched playoffs. We're already in the playoffs.
Now, if you guys go 14-3, lose in the first round, is that a failure or a success?
I'm not gonna love it. We are super young though.
I would say it's a success. It's definitely tough when you're rooting for the team.
You're right. Like I said, I'm not gonna say it's a failure just because we are crazy young. Our quarterback's 23 years old. So it gives you a lot of hope and promise for the future. But like I said, I would love to not lose.
Second biggest point differential in the league, Patriots, plus 110. Only the Seahawks and the Rams have a better one. The Seahawks and the Rams have a lot better one though. 164 and 158. Those two have. Wow. That's crazy. No one else is in that. Jags are the next best, plus 98. But yeah, that's all the games. We got through all the games. A lot of football was this weekend. We're gonna jump into our segment that we do every week on the recap show. We're gonna start with our hot takes of the week, and we'll get into our headaches. And I'll start with my hot take. I'll go first. I'm gonna go to college football. And our boy Marcel Reed has another year, but I think that A&M's in a phase now where they should really get rid of him. I don't think if you want to win a national title like those boosters and those fans expect, I don't see Marcel Reed doing it. I don't think he makes big plays. I think he's the reason why they lost. He was losing the game in the red zone and everything like that. And, he's going to ask for more money because he was on the rumor to go to New York. And he's already said he's not guaranteed staying. Marcel Reed pretty much has said if Miami offered him $4 million, I'd have to talk to my parents. So, one, I think he might be leaving anyways, and I don't think if you're A&M, I don't think you're mad because Elko's a defensive guy. He doesn't want a quarterback who turns the ball over. That's going to kill him, and I think A&M's best move is to get rid of him. I kind of got this one from watching Unnecessary Roughness by Barstool this week because if Liam Blutman on that show thinks Marcel Reed stinks, like terrible. It's so funny, but yeah. So I think Marcel Reed should be a quarterback of a different team next year because he's not going to the draft. He's going to play college football again.
Along your point of him not being able to win a national championship, they just had a home game against probably the weakest Power 5 team in the playoff, and you weren't able to get it done in that environment. And when there were plenty of opportunities all game long, I don't know when you would be able to.
What a joke! Miami just didn't win the ACC because they are the best ACC team without a doubt. Because they are. I mean, trenches wise, they hold up. The fact they didn't just run the ball all over the ACC. Why would you even throw it? That's so shocking to me. Because this would have made the playoffs better. Then we only had to deal with one G5 team, and Notre Dame would have been probably beating Ole Miss because
they get walked.
Shout out Tulane. But yeah, that's my take. I don't know how hot it is because I do think he might leave, just plain out leave. But I think Marcel Reed should be quarterback. I think he would be good at Miami.
Random thing, I just realized Eric likes a lot of red teams. He's got red and blue too. Patriots, Ole Miss.
You got a different blue for Ole Miss though.
I
guess I've never thought about that.
I mean, it's a
very common color.
Yeah, all my teams are blue. Yeah, but mine are all New York.
I got orange for Syracuse, green, red, and black. So I got variety.
Yeah, man, different color jerseys.
Yeah, I guess the only team that I root for out of New York is the Gators, but
yeah. My hot take, it's more of a way too early prediction rather than a hot take. I've said it a little bit. I think the Giants get the first pick. You guys trade with the Jets take Mendoza. Raiders take Dante Moore. I see that happening so clearly.
So you think the Raiders are going to beat us next week?
Yeah.
I don't. Wait. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, no, that's tough.
Raiders are favored.
Raiders can't win though.
Raiders are favored.
Raiders can't win, though, for that to work out either.
Raiders are favored, and if they can run the ball in the Texans, let me tell you what, they're going to run the ball in the Giants.
So that sucks that those two play next week, honestly, for that.
I don't think so. I think I think the Raiders would still be the second quarterback needy team.
Yeah. And I think Dante Moore is a Raider. I think Mendoza is a Jet.
Yeah, I mean,
that's my take.
Even if like the trade doesn't happen, maybe the Raiders take Dante Moore first, and then the Mendoza falls to the Jets, and they take him.
I see that. I don't know why.
I think the Raiders are going to win because I do think everybody is still going to bet on the Giants this week. The fact that the Giants are underdogs to the Raiders, everybody likes Jackson Dart, I think. And if Jackson Dart plays, I really hope he has a good game. I mean, the Raiders, we got to look better than we did this week. But, yeah, I wouldn't hate trading with the Jets, especially if they can give us the 5th pick. Because then I think I really want to sign Wan'Dale Robinson.
He's going to be getting money, though.
I don't care. Wait, what other pieces? Our O-line is fine.
Yeah, but no, I know, but you guys could let him go, and then you guys could draft somebody. There's a lot of good receivers.
I don't know. Are they that good? The top one's Jordan Tyson and Carnell Tate.
But then there's the
I just think Wan'Dale
Lemon.
Yeah, but they're both a lot of those guys are like Carnell Tate's more of a slot, so that's a guy I would maybe.
Carnell's big.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Wan'Dale, we have big neighbors. He's our big body guy. I think Wan'Dale fits the scheme a lot.
I see Wan'Dale going to a Titan, that, getting money from them. You guys easily could sign him.
I'm seeing 4 years, $40 million.
He's gonna get paid.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, he is. I mean, he was a 1st-round pick. So, yeah, I really think we need more capital on the defensive side, and I just feel like we leave the offense be because we did run the ball fine this week. I mean, we had Singletary went for 40, Tracy for 70 something. Yeah, Giants-wise, I would love Reese. Averill Reese is who I really, really want because our linebackers stink. I mean, Okereke plays okay, but he's getting on the older side, I'm pretty sure. But, yeah. All right, we'll move on to Stick for his hot take of the week.
All right, so I have to shift gears a little bit because I no longer think that's exactly what I said is going to happen. But I'll just say that Todd Bowles is not a good NFL coach. I said he was going to get fired if they don't make the playoffs, but they have had an insane amount of injuries, and they just signed him to an extension back in June, so I don't think they'll actually fire him, but I do not think that he is a good NFL coach. Part of it being him coaching the Jets at one point. Again, it's very tough to do anything with the Jets, but I just think that he is a merchant of being with the Buccaneers in the NFC South. He's 27-24, I think, is his record in the past years. It's good to have a winning record, but it's always right around a 500 finish, and then you're playing against just 3 teams that are usually pretty weak, and so I think he's benefited a lot more from the division he's playing in than being a successful coach.
Yeah, I agree. I think it all depends. The firing part is what the Bucs' aspirations are. If they just want to be mediocre, be the 4 seed, and win the division every year, you're probably going to get that with Bowles and Baker. They're going to do just enough. And, but I don't think he's going to beat anybody he was the DC when they won the Super Bowl, but it was with Tom Brady.
Bruce Arians. Bruce Arians retiring was I mean, that's a Buccaneers nightmare. He was old, though. But.
Yeah, they just rode off in the sunset and Bulls took over, and there was enough pieces to keep winning that division, and I think they figured out the quarterback that's good enough to do it. So, yeah, I could see him. It's really as long as they accept being mediocre is how long they're going to do it. Just like the Ravens right now, they don't like being mediocre. Everybody wants him out. And Harbaugh's been a pretty good coach for a long time. So.
Trust me, Harbaugh would get hired in a fucking instant.
I would be very much on board with him being the New York Football Giants coach. But even though Marcus Freeman, I guess, is the top guy everybody's saying, which is crazy because I would have Jackson Dart, who I did not like in college, and Marcus Freeman, who I used to dislike, but I did like him this year. I think he's gotten a lot better. He's grown on me. But maybe that's forced because I think he might be the Giants coach. But we'll move on to our headache of the week, and we'll go back around. We'll start with you this week.
My headache this week, if we're jumping out of the football world for a moment, is this good old platform called Flow Sports. So Flow Sport, at most games, basically almost any college basketball game is on ESPN Plus, unless you get into the Power 5 games, and then those are found on their network channels or the big channels. The CAA conference has a deal with Flow Sports. And there's always just once a year that our good friend Johnny Biggs is playing against a team in the CAA, and it's $20 a month to get Flow Sports. And it's hey, I don't mind coughing out the $20, but it's just so crazy to me that this platform has a deal with one singular conference, and whereas everything else is found under a similar umbrella, and then you got Flow Sports that's able to just make money because they got one deal signed with a. I guess they have a deal with the Big East too, but I've never seen a Big East game on there. So
Big East plays a lot of Fox and stuff like that. Like Fox.
It must be like the non-basketball sports for Big East.
They must just find it more profitable than being on it. They must because I guess whoever's gonna watch it, like if Jonathan was playing in the CAA, we probably would all have it, just because we would be able to watch it, or at least we'd have a couple accounts that we all share or something like that. So I think it's all they just must nobody probably watching ESPN Plus, so might as well the people that are going to watch us will pay it. But that is annoying. I think especially sports like that, like our friend, just being able to watch them is so cool. Now some people what if that was my dad who doesn't tune in all the time but maybe wants to go watch somebody we went to high school with. That's annoying. They got to drop $20 to watch them. It's just so ridiculous. But it's the same thing with everything. It's all about money. It's just more money must roll into their accounts and they can pay their coach more. That's probably all it is. Yeah. But that is tough. I thought you were going to talk about, you ever seen this app? I think it's called Score or something. It's people say it's a new way to, I don't know what it's called. It's some stupid way that it's just they say it's on time Gamecast and people watch the games on it. I think it's just Gamecast or something like that. So I've heard of the
Score app, but I don't think it's that. I have this app called Reel, and I think that might be what you're talking about. It is it is what I've seen to be the fastest updates, and I enjoy it, but I can't. It's so much different than watching.
It's so odd, but I've seen people on Twitter be like, "Oh, I already saw the end of that game," stuff like that. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? But we'll move on to you, Eric, for your headache.
My headache is injuries. Yeah. Just across the board, we talked about Ole Miss, obviously Chambliss, Kawan Lacey got banged up. The Patriots lost a lot of guys. Other teams, Love went down. Minshew for the Chiefs, whatever. It's just...
it's ridiculous.
It's piling up. Obviously it's later in the season, wear and tear on bodies, it happens. But it sucks, because now it's these teams that you thought were so good, now they're losing half their roster, and it kind of waters down the competition a little bit, and it's not as fun for us. But I get it. It's a physical sport, but it sucks. It's not. Yeah. It makes it worse as a watcher. So injuries pissing me off.
It's funny you say that because I was at a family party yesterday, and it's not people who are we watch probably too much football or more football than the average person, but it's people who watch it and they're so many injuries, they don't remember it being like this, 10, 15 years. It's really, one, people are more cautious, and two, it's just so much faster. Everybody's it's the non-contact ones are the worst. I'm we were talking about Neighbors, because he jumped up so high. Then nobody was, I'm trying to think of a receiver back in the day. They were not jumping Malik Neighbors on top of a guy to try to catch a ball. It's just they play so much faster, and the worst injuries are the ones where nobody touches you and you just plant weird. There's nothing you can do about it. I get the fields people are worried about and stuff, and if that helps, do it. If turf is not good, listen, they make so much money. You can pay to get the grass done, all right? I have gone to games and I see what they have enough money to take care of fields if it's safer for the players. But people hate MetLife. Change it. What if people think if there's science that more people get hurt at MetLife? Change it. Yeah. They're in New York, right at New Jersey, right outside. They got enough money. They got plenty of money there. Just change the field if it's safer. You got enough people who would do it. People would love that job to be groundskeeper of the New York Giants and the Jets football field. That's a cool job. Just do it. I agree. Injuries are just crazy. And I think the best person to watch about injuries is John Gruden, because he has so many real theories on. He thinks Thursday night's game should go, which honestly, I would forego a Thursday night game if it meant players are going to be healthier.
I do agree.
If Thursday night is really killing people, and John Gruden he despises it. He thinks that it's...
Well, as a coach, it's a short week.
It's a short week, but he said his players are never healthy enough to go, and they push themselves to play. And when he was coming up and coaching, it wasn't so many... Thursday night wasn't a thing. And there's less injuries, we were just talking about. People said 15 years ago, don't remember it being like that. And he hates Monday Night Football, and he used to call it Monday Night. He just thinks maybe the Saturday towards the end of the year, he's cool with that. You keep it a week. Just keep it the same. There's enough football to go around. We can play Maction on Thursday. We'll be fine. So I would do anything to keep players healthier. Because it just sucks as a viewer. We talk about the Colts now, and I was big on the Colts. My take kind of just got shoved in the ground. Doesn't even have a chance anymore. Stuff like that just sucks. But And like I bet on the Packers to win the Super Bowl, and then Parsons goes down, and Jordan Love now it can't see straight. So it just concussions are kind of tough though, because I think those are just that happens more because people are more scared of it. That's one injury where I think is just smarter people are now. But yeah, I think that's a headache for a lot of people. And I would totally be on board if Thursday night was a problem. I think most fans would. I think a lot of people would be. But besides Prime Video, would probably not be happy with it.
They would never with that.
They would be quite disappointed because I think they do a good job. I'm not.
I do like their broadcast.
But I'll get into mine, and mine's the blown leads. I know they're fun to watch, but as a gambling man, they are stressful. I know the Rams won. I won. They blew that lead, but that's ridiculous. I mean, what was it? 17 points when they threw the pick, or something like that.
It's 30-14.
Yeah, it's 16 points when they throw the pick. Like. You got the ball. How do you lose that? And then we got Oklahoma just absolutely rolling over and dying when you're up 17-0 in the biggest game, I think, in the history of at Oklahoma.
That's such a big win for the program.
Yes, they've been in the playoffs, but you've never played a home playoff game. This is brand new. The biggest game that's ever stepped foot in Norman, Oklahoma, and you choked that away. And then the Packers, which that's just putrid. Just how do you lose that? And then even the Ravens last night, like you said, like I know you good. I'm happy the Patriots won. I don't really care about my one unit I lost, but like you said, why wasn't Derrick Henry getting the ball? Like, what are we like? Sometimes it really like what is going through these coaches' head where they're like, let's just stop playing the way we were playing, and then allows the other team to get back. And the one time that I jump on the team this weekend to come back and win, I get 2 offensive PIs in the red zone. So. Maybe that just explains my weekend this weekend. I was terrible. I was on like a 12-4 streak, and now I'm 13-11. So I didn't do so hot. But that's what I'm doing tonight. So hopefully this hits because this comes out after. I'm on the Niners, but only in the first half. I did Niners minus 2.5 in the first half. I just want it to be over with. If I lose, I lose. But I already know what's going to happen. The Colts are going to win the first half, and then the Niners are going to come back and blow them out, and they're going to cover. But I am on Kittle's yards as well, so hopefully it goes over. But I think that's all we got for this show. Special week coming up. I think we're going to have, we plan on, so when they see this, Wednesday is when we're going to, so sometime Wednesday, we're going to have for the Christmas games, and then I think we're going to do Saturday for the NFL slate. So that's the schedule this week. Thank you guys for watching. Go follow our socials. Like, comment, and subscribe. I forgot to say in the beginning.
I was right here.
Yeah.
I was right here.
You were ready to say
I was ready to go.
In the beginning?
No, right now.
Oh, right
I always
now.
forget in the beginning, too.
I always forget in the beginning, and I always try to say in the beginning, because I do, like, listen, we do the longer videos, which, if you are in the shorter videos, we are talking about we're going to do some shorter stuff, so we're going to see how that goes. But if you made it to the end, drop a comment. That's always cool to see if you make it to the end, which we actually don't have terrible retention rate for the viewers we get. But, yeah, HTH Sports _ go follow our socials. Anything else you want to add?
Good.
All right, go Pats.
Go Pats.
Go Pats. Drake May is back up and plus 190 to win the MVP.
Shout out Josh Allen not doing a fucking thing.
Yeah, I mean, Stafford went off this week too, but he did lose, so I think Stafford's minus 200.
He lost by a point, though.
Yeah. But we're not allowed to bet on the MVP in our state, so I always see the odds on Twitter and stuff, so they could have changed. But yeah, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for the Christmas games. What a slate it is. But we got a special segment, so be ready for that, and we'll see you tomorrow.